Okay, so now it is time to share how tough the sabbatical could have gotten. I mean, it was not all ups. There was definitely some downs and definitely some struggles. I'm about to hit play on this next video diary, and I called it taking a fall. And so I kind of remember what it's about. I remember just being really upset and vulnerable at this time. So without further ado, I want to revisit. This is day 40 of my sabbatical from 4 years ago to see the path that I was on as I started to move towards designing a pretirement. So let's take a look. Good morning, everyone. It's Amy coming at you live from Dewey Beach on the bay side near the marina. Getting ready to head out of town for wrapping up my Dewey Beach weekend, heading to DC to celebrate our girl Wendy for her big birthday this week. So I'll be heading in that direction this week and seeing my great friend Janelle. So really looking forward to that. Wanted to share an experience that I had yesterday. I'm not sure if you can see this bump on my lip. Doesn't hurt at all. Actually, the swelling seems to have gone down. Took a bit of a stumble and fall yesterday. And before you ask, I was 100% sober. That sometimes can be in question when you're in Dewey Beach, but in this case, I was 100% sober. Walking down the sidewalk, there was a group of people walking towards us that was taking up the whole sidewalk. It was probably like 6 or 7 people, adults around our age. I was walking behind my friend, and we were sort of like single file, and I was so focused on walking around them that I didn't notice that the sidewalk was very uneven, and I had like rubbery sandals on, and it was just a perfect storm of unbalance. My ankle gave out, and then I slammed down on my knee, caught a little bit with my hand, and bumped my face. It stung in the moment, no problem with teeth or anything like that. But the physical injury is not the point that I want to make. So when I went down, first of all, it was almost like a slow motion kind of feel. I'm laughing now. It was not funny in the moment. In the moment, I could not break my fall, and it seemed like it took forever for the fall to happen, and I couldn't stop it from happening, and I couldn't stop the impact from happening. And I just sort of, once I went down, I kind of moved over, and I was sort of like squatting or sitting. I think I rolled over to sit, and the people that had been walking by, the 6 or 7 people, I don't even know how many because I didn't look at them in the faces. They all stopped and were standing around me, asking me if I was okay. Did I need help? Am I okay? Am I sure I'm okay? And I was saying, I'm okay. It's okay. Nobody like touched me or anything like that. My friend hadn't even realized I fell until she heard the commotion of the people standing around me. So then, she came back. They asked me if I needed help getting up. I did not need help getting up. I got myself up. I was in pain, but nothing was broken. Nothing was sprained. Nothing was twisted. I was just badly scraped and bruised. I won't show you my knee, but it's really scraped up. Oddly didn't break through the leggings that I was wearing, but the skin was just scraped pretty bad. And it was a bang. But anyway, the pain wasn't unbearable, but I felt stiff. The outcome after I got up and everybody moved on and we went on our way, it was an emotional impact that happened almost immediately after that. I had to sit down. my friend Elisa was there to comfort me and help me, and wanted to know, we weren't that far from her house, but she was willing to have somebody come pick us up if I didn't want to walk the rest of the way, because I think she thought I was in physical pain, and it wasn't. It was an emotional pain, and I started crying, and I felt scared. I felt scared in the moment, and the emotion was the fact that I could not break my fall, and that it felt like I was out of sorts with my body, with aging, with the way it's changing. I feel less in control of it, and that scared me. Yeah, sorry. Whew. It scared me, and I felt like I just needed to release that emotion. So, we sat for a few minutes. We're sitting in these chairs at the side of the road. There's all these people around, but, I had my baseball hat on, and I was just like nonchalantly trying to let out the emotion without making any more of a scene than I already had. But the whole, I feel very raw. Let's just say I feel very raw with what I'm going through these few weeks and everything. And because I'm sort of like opening myself up and just trying to be vulnerable and trying to let things in, I feel very, very vulnerable and susceptible. And, so it was just a fear of being out of control, which is not my normal state. I'm used to being in control, right? So, definitely more there that I need to journal about. The whole fact that I refuse the help of those around me, and I insisted on pulling myself up. I mean, I think that's a good thing, but also a little bit of a metaphor in there. But anyway, all good. Everything's healing accordingly. Just thought I would share that experience, because I'm definitely getting a lot of messages about just reconnecting with my physical body, getting back to health, feeling better about it, etc., etc. Before I go, let me show you what I'm looking at today before I head out on the road. Let's turn this camera here. So I'm right outside Lisa and Greg's building. They moved here at the perfect time before they started building up so many things on the bay and the marina. I do think the sun's gonna burst through. Elisa's not so optimistic about it today, but this is definitely the new Dewey Beach. This is not how I remember Dewey when I would come here years ago, but it's still a nice, peaceful morning. Hope you all have a peaceful morning. Take care. Bye-bye. Yeah, that's about what I remember. This is definitely one of the video diaries that kind of like stuck out in my mind, because I just remember, when I talk about feeling raw, I felt like at this time of my life, I was carrying everything around on the outside, like my insides were turned out. Like I can't articulate it right, but I just felt really sensitive, really vulnerable. Yeah. And the physical fall, just the representation of not being in control and getting hurt as a result of that was really hard. And I remember a friend of mine that watched this video at the time, who she's very, very spiritual, and she told me that she felt that my spiritual guides, angels, whatever you want to call them, were there with me when this happened, and that's why I wasn't hurt more seriously, but that the fall had to happen, and that it was definitely giving me a very strong, succinct
message of connecting with my body and strengthening it and working on the health and all of those things. And I have had like mixed results with that over the last 4 years. I mean, from this point on, for a few years, I got progressively better and better and better. And then this past winter, I've definitely taken some some sliding steps back. But I get this message. I get this message of the importance of paying attention to our bodies and what we need and the strength that we need to build up, and the lesson of accepting help of people. I think I absolutely have gotten much better at that. I'm accepting help from people around me, absolutely 1,000%. But this is a great reminder for me to see this again. And it's funny, I'm wearing a different shirt, but it's the same color. So I'm like in a color theme here with this one. But this is an excellent reminder to get back to prioritizing my health and my physical state, because I have a lot of amazing life left to live. And I need to make sure that I am existing in a container that can do it as well as possible. So that's my lesson today. Woo! Okay. I don't think I'm going to do another one today. I think I'm going to keep it short. My name is Amy Palmer. I am your Gen X big sister. I hope sharing my sabbaticals, giving you a little bit of a peek of the highs, the lows, the peaks, the valleys, the lessons that come along, the clarity, where the inspiration starts to happen, where things start to light up. And that's what I want for you as well. So I'll see you next time.